Hey, have you ever seen that one photo from the Brady bunch that made everyone's jaws drop? If you haven't, trust me, you're in for a wild ride. Today, we're diving into some shocking behind-the-scenes secrets of this beloved TV show, and you're not going to believe what we uncovered. Stick with me till the end, because what we've got coming up will totally surprise you. Now, when the Brady Bunch first aired from 1969 to 1974, it became an instant hit. The show was about a mixed family brought together by Mike and Carol, who had 3 kids each from previous marriages. They all lived in a beautiful house with their quirky housekeeper, Alice, and their lovable dog, Tiger. The family dynamic was idealized and quickly became the standard for American families on television. But let's just say what happened behind those TV screens was far from perfect. There are some pretty crazy stories that we're about to uncover, so get ready. The show was so realistic for its time that viewers couldn't help but fall in love with the Brady family. But as the show ended, secrets began to leak out. And I'm not talking about small stuff. This is big, juicy drama that nobody knew about. For example, did you know that Carol's previous marriage was never even mentioned on the show? That's right. Mike was a widower, but Carol, she was divorced, and the producers thought it was better to leave that little tidbit out of the show. The sitcom was all about portraying an ideal family, but the truth was far more complicated. Mike and Carol had their own pasts, and the show's creators didn't think it was the right time to bring up real-life issues like divorce. It was the 60s, and divorce was still a taboo subject. So, Mike became the widowed dad and Carol was a first-time wife. They stuck with that narrative and it worked. Let's talk about the casting of the show. A lot of people assume that the casting was a breeze, but it was actually a bit of a mess behind the scenes. Sherwood Schwartz, the creator of the show, went through over 1,000 kids before casting the 6 Brady children. He needed them to look perfect, so he made sure that the children's hairstyles mirrored their TV parents. Yep, that's right. The kids had to look like their on-screen mom and dad. Can you imagine? A family of blonde and brunette kids to match their respective blonde and brunette parents. Now, let's get into the juicy stuff. You might know that Robert Reed, the actor who played Mike Brady, wasn't too happy with how his character was portrayed. He was a serious Shakespearean actor, and being stuck in a goofy sitcom was not exactly his dream job. Reed didn't hold back either. He sent handwritten notes to the creator, criticizing the show's scripts. He thought the plot didn't make sense and that the mix of comedy and drama wasn't working. But despite all of that, he stayed on the show for 5 seasons. Imagine the tension on set. And here's another shocker. Did you know that Robert Reed was constantly at odds with the show's creator, Sherwood Schwartz? They disagreed so much that Reed even directed a few episodes just to make things smoother. But despite their tension, Reed was widely regarded as one of the best TV fathers of all time. His serious portrayal of Mike Brady set the standard for TV dads. But off-camera, his dissatisfaction with the show was no secret. Let's not forget Florence Henderson, who played the iconic Carol Brady. While fans saw Carol as the perfect TV mom, Florence had her own struggles. She battled depression and even went through a divorce during the show's run. She managed to keep all of that hidden from the public, maintaining her image as the loving mom. But behind the scenes, Florence was dealing with some tough personal issues. Her resilience is truly inspiring, though, and she later used her own struggles to help others as a relationship therapist. Can you believe that? The Carol Brady we all know and love was going through some real-life drama of her own. And then, there was the drama between the cast members themselves. Let's talk about the sibling rivalry between Marcia and Jan, played by Maureen McCormick and Eve Plum. This rivalry was a major plot point on the show, but it wasn't just acting. The 2 actresses had their own issues behind the scenes. Eve Plum, who played Jan, often felt overshadowed by Maureen McCormick, who played Marcia. It's not just the characters who had sibling rivalry, the actresses did too. It was hard for Eve to escape the comparisons to Maureen's beauty and popularity. But wait, it gets even crazier. Did you know that Maureen and Susan Olsen, who played Cindy, once got into some real trouble? Both of them were involved in shoplifting, which resulted in some dangerous situations. Maureen later admitted that the thrill of stealing was what drove her, despite not really needing any of the things she took. This went on for a while before things got out of hand. The 2 had to face the consequences, and this was a major turning point in Maureen's life. Can you believe that this all happened behind the scenes of one of the most wholesome TV families ever? Now let's take a closer look at the relationship between Florence Henderson and Barry Williams. During the show, Florence had a huge crush on Barry, who played Greg Brady. But it wasn't just Florence. Barry had a soft spot for her too. Despite the age difference, there was a genuine affection between the two. However, Florence always maintained that she saw Barry as a son and nothing more. She respected him too much to act on those feelings, and Barry, well, he kept his crush hidden. But it was clear from their interactions on and off camera that there was something special between them. And here's a little known fact. Despite his many romantic storylines on the show, Greg Brady never kissed anyone on screen. That's right. Greg had multiple girlfriends, but the show never let him kiss anyone. This was unusual for a show at the time, and it was a bit of a running joke among fans. The Brady Bunch wanted to keep things innocent and family-friendly, so kisses were always left off screen. But things weren't always so innocent with the Brady kids. Bobby Brady, the youngest son, was the only one who got a kiss on the show. In one episode, he was kissed on the cheek by a girl named Millis at a party. The moment was brief, but it was a big deal, especially when compared to the lack of on-screen affection among the other characters. Before the Bradys, there was another iconic couple on TV, Mary-Kay and Johnny. They were the first TV couple to share a bed together, a taboo at the time. The Bradys might have seemed groundbreaking, but they were actually following in the footsteps of a pioneering couple who broke that barrier long before they did. And there's one more secret about the Brady Bunch you won't believe. Despite their wholesome family image, the show had a rough start. It didn't have great ratings initially, but over time, it became a household name, and now it's one of the most beloved shows in TV history. Crazy, right? So, now that you know some of the shocking secrets behind the Brady Bunch, I hope this video gave you a new perspective on the show. If you found this fascinating, make sure to like and subscribe for more unbelievable TV secrets. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.